Hello, beloved. I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. On today's episode, we will be taking it step by step as usual. I hope that you will enjoy the making today. May God richly bless you, and remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Until next time, please keep watching. Hi everyone, I hope everybody is doing wonderful today. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how I make my flavored Angwamu recipe. This recipe is so delicious. I came up with this recipe and I thought it was just so good. I just had to share it with you guys. So if you want to know how to make a traditional Angwamu, I have a video for that. You can go ahead and try that recipe. But this combo that I made it a couple of days ago. The idea just came to mind and I said I'm gonna try it, and it was just so amazing. So if you are interested, please stay tuned and I'm gonna show you how I made this recipe. Okay, so the ingredients you are going to need here in this container, I have 4 cups of rice, and this is jasmine rice. Here I have a half cup of oil. In this recipe, I'll be mixing my mixed vegetables, and this is peas and sweet corn. Here I have my curry powder and my bouillon seasoning, which is my chicken and beef bouillon seasoning. Over here I have blended some ginger, onions, and tomatoes. Okay, right here I have sliced my onions. I'll be using 4 large eggs. Finally, you will need your sardine, and I'm using this brand. Okay, this brand. Oh, let me see if I can get it to close so you can see it. So this is the brand I'm using, the Titus Sardine in Oil brand. Okay, so if you are interested, please stay tuned and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I made this amazing recipe. May God richly bless you. So before we start with the recipe, there is this thing I wanted to do. You know, with your traditional Angwamu, whenever you finish cooking the plain rice with the oil and the onions, that is when you make your sauce, okay? And then you fry your eggs. In this case, I'm going to add this blended ingredient with the egg and then just beat everything together, okay? Also, I forgot to mention that this blended ingredient has 1 habanero pepper. Okay, so let's just go ahead and simply beat everything just like that before we start making the flavored Angwamu combo. So that's the name I'm gonna give it to this recipe, flavored Angwamu combo. Like I said, that is not your traditional Angwamu. I just came up with this recipe. So give it a try, and if you like it, let me know how it goes. Okay, so this is how it looks like right now after mixing the blended ingredient. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So I have my saucepan on medium heat and I'm just gonna go ahead and pour in my oil. I'm gonna have my oil heat up a little bit and then we can start frying in our onions. I just tested to see whether our oil is hot enough. It is. So let's go ahead and pour in our onions. going to cook it until it's translucent, and then I'll come back and add the additional ingredients. Please keep watching as I do that. So as you can see, the onions are cooking so great. So at this point, what I'll be doing is I'll be adding my mixed vegetables. Okay, so let's go ahead and give our mixed vegetables and the onions a very good stir. Now I'll be adding the curry powder and the chicken bouillon and beef bouillon seasoning. Okay, give it a stir, please. So we are going to allow this to cook about 5 minutes, and I'll come back and add in the additional ingredients. Please keep watching as we do that. So at this point, what I'll be adding will be my sardine. Okay, so let's go ahead and add it. Let's give it a stir. Let's allow this to infuse with the mixture. I'll say about 5 more minutes, and then we'll come and add in the additional ingredients. Please keep watching. It smells so great. I wish you can smell it. The infusion of the curry powder. The aroma is just really amazing. So at this point, what I'll be adding is my egg and my tomato sauce mixture. So let's go ahead and add that. Now when we add this, I will leave it to cook for a little bit before I come back and stir it in. Okay, so let's just allow this to cook a little bit. Go ahead and start stirring it. Okay, this recipe is so delicious, so delicious. When it came to mind, I was very skeptical, but then when I tried it, I said, oh my god, something like this, and I've never tried. So I just had to share with you guys. Oh my goodness, it's just so good. So at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour in our rice. Okay, I'll pour it in, stir it, and pour in the additional or the remaining rice. Let's go ahead and give it a good stir. So when you go this route, you don't have to worry about making additional sauces and frying your eggs, because here you have the combo, right? The spiciness is there, the flavor of the eggs is also there, so no need. Go ahead and pour in the additional rice. Give it a good stir again. So now what I'm going to be doing, so at this point I'm just going to add a little bit of water. And then go ahead and give it a stir, okay? At this point also, you can go ahead and taste it and see whether it has enough salt. Some of this seasoning contains salt, so I want to taste mine. It tastes so great. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, and the salt should be to your taste. So here I'm just going to leave it to cook. I'm going to cover it and leave it to cook. So please keep watching as we continue to cook it. We'll be checking up on it every 5 minutes. Our rice is looking really amazing. So at this point, I'm just going to add a little bit of water, okay? We want to steam the rice. We want the steam of the rice to cook the rice. So by adding a little bit of water, I'm also going to stir the rice. Stir it from the bottom so the bottom doesn't burn. Okay, just like that. And then we'll go ahead and cover it again and have it finish cooking. It looks like it's almost done cooking. So let's just go ahead and then allow it to cook. Hello beloved, I want to thank you so much for staying tuned and learning how to make this amazing recipe. As you saw, the making was so simple. This recipe is wonderful for dinner, for brunch, for lunch, whatever you want to make it for. It's just amazing. As you saw, the making was very simple. I hope that you'll be able to make this recipe for your family. Like I said before, you don't have to worry about making your hot sauce or frying your eggs, because this combo has it all. It has everything there. Here you can see the sardine inside and a bit of the eggs. It looks as it tastes. It looks great and it tastes amazing. I want to thank you so much for coming by. Please do not forget to try this recipe. Like I said, I came up with it. Who knows, you might even love it when you try it. Share it with your friends and family. I really appreciate your love and support. Once again, I want to thank you so much for coming by today. Flavored Angwamu combo recipe. Until next time, bye for now. May God richly bless you.